Yeah.
I'm Willemijn Geels. I'm VP of Development for the Europe region at IHG, looking after all the brands. Really excited to be here actually at MIPIM and have the pleasure of sitting with you in a lovely setting and the sunshine. The market overall was very good, I think, last year, very dynamic, both in terms of performance but also development. So globally, IHG RevPAR was up by 16%. We reached more than 1 billion in bottom line performance, so extremely happy about that. And we do see a lot of resilience in the industry and generally performance being positive. As far as my scope is concerned, with the development, we had a great year last year as well. In Europe, we signed 75 hotels. We opened 50 hotels. Overall industry signings in Europe last year were up by 10%. So we're not quite at the 2019 levels yet, but there was a lot of dynamism in the market and overall a good momentum in there. The cycles play out a little bit differently whether you're in different European countries, right? So we saw great momentum in the UK, for instance, where I think there was a bit of an unlock with the transactional activity, and on the back of that, great opportunities. Southern Europe as well was very important for IHG in 2023 with the activity in Iberia, Italy, but also a lot in Turkey and the CIS countries. Interestingly enough, the most rooms of the industry signing were signed in Turkey last year, and we continue to make steady steps in that market to grow our brand portfolio across the different brands, quite frankly, from mid-scale to premium to luxury. It depends a lot on the opportunities, of course, and the different brand fits, but I would say at the moment we do see a tendency towards conversion brands and in general conversion opportunities. In the sector last year, 60% of all rooms signed were in some way or form a conversion opportunity. And I think IHG is ideally placed at the moment because we have launched certain brands that are very suitable for conversions, such as Voco, which is now over 100 hotels open and pipeline and continue to grow. So that is a great success story. Vignette Collection as well, more recent. It's a luxury collection brand where we see a lot of great momentum. We have all properties open in Porto. We now opened the Convent Square in Lisbon. Last week we opened in Liverpool in the UK. We signed in Rome. So there's a really nice momentum building up for that brand as well. And then the scoop in here is that we're going to bring Garner to EMEAA. You may have heard about it. We launched it in the US last year and we're now ready to start deploying this brand into EMEAA selectively in key markets. We signed more than 30% of our rooms in the luxury lifestyle segment, and this is also in line with what's happening in the industry. We saw a big increase between 2019 and 2023 in upper upscale and luxury and lifestyle. And IHG has broadened the luxury and lifestyle brand portfolio, so we really were able to take advantage of that, so to say, and offer the right brand choices to our investment partners, whether that is with Intercontinental or with Kimpton. So Intercontinental in Rome, Six Senses in Rome, for instance, opened. Kimpton in Taormina, which is Sicily, which we signed last year. So you really see in there that now we have the right brands to continue that expansion. And interestingly enough as well, it's really a mix between urban and leisure. We do want to grow more and more in leisure across all our brands, not only luxury, not only resort, actually leisure-oriented destinations. And I think we really start to see that now in the signings profile across Europe, which comes from obviously us wanting to grow in that space, but also more interest from investors and our partners to do leisure destinations in general. Strategy is to continue to grow in Europe. We currently have nearly 800 hotels open in this market and 200 in the pipeline. So it is already the most important and the most sizable market within the EMEAA region. We see a big opportunity in Europe. And as I said, different markets have different cycles, but for us it's really about key priority markets. UK obviously is our home market. We have a very strong scale in there. We continue to grow, and having some new brands coming in will also allow us to tap into segments of the market that we're currently we're not taking. Germany is another key market where we have a very strong powerhouse brand portfolio with Holiday Inn and Holiday Inn Express performing extremely well. And we would like to grow more into the premium sector and luxury sector in there. And we do think that is possible. We signed a vignette collection in Reit en Winkel, for instance, and we're looking at various opportunities. Then you have Southern Europe, you have France, you have Iberia, you have Italy. All those markets have sufficient depth and scale in the market where we really can play a role in there because we have significant portfolio, we have support structures in place, and we have headroom to grow across the different brands. And in the same way in Turkey, for instance, which is a very large volume market. So we have our key priority markets, if that made sense. And then other Europe is also not to be overlooked or not to be neglected because there's a big opportunity there. The way we go about this is building the scale in those kind of large key markets and then more selectively targeted developing in other Europe in locations where we know that our system can deliver. Because in the end, it's all about delivering into the hotel's shareholder return and making sure that those projects deliver return on investment to the shareholders. We continue to evolve the brands. You will have seen that with Holiday Inn, where we did open lobby, and that is now fully rolled out in Europe. Holiday Inn Express, we start working in the Holiday Inn Express next generation public areas. Again, in the spirit of making sure to optimize every single square meter and uses of the space. A couple of other things we did with our mainstream brands is we actually launched the urban prototype, the urban room, which is available both for Holiday Inn Express and Holiday Inn. So it means in urban locations where the real estate is much more expensive, we have a smaller footprint, but you will still find the same elements in the room. And for the guest experience, it's kind of, you have the similar guest experience and you know you're in a Holiday Inn Express, you know you're in a Holiday Inn. But from an investment perspective, it's really attractive because you can gain a couple of square meters per key multiplied by 100, 150, 200 keys. So that is a significant saving in there. So that's the urban. And then we as well launched Holiday Inn Express and Holiday Inn and Suites. So it's an en suite component within the same hotel, within the same brand, but allowing for a certain percentage of room to be extended stay. Because we see clearly there's demand and it allows the hotel to play on these different segments and to optimize and to yield better within the same brand framework.
Thank you very much, Willemijn.